Good afternoon, Sainers. Welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to a quick trade talk update video for September 3, 2025. A little bit of news. I've already done a video earlier today on Jack Silvani. That is part of the news. His medical very likely now to take on a 5-year deal at St Kilda, but there is a lot more to go through. Gettable dropped, and as I usually do, I like to kind of break it down if you haven't watched it and give you the summary of where everything is at right now so you can have it all in one place. So let's go straight from the top. We'll go through them all. Tom De Koning on his way, 8-year deal, locked in. Take that to the bank. The next one is Liam Ryan, looking more likely now to join St Kilda. He's got his medical booked in for today, which I posted about, and Cal mentioned on Gettable as well. We don't have a second round pick at the moment, and that's what they think might get the job done. So there might be some pick swaps or something like that going on with other clubs to get this deal done. It's a 3-year deal on the table, I think with an option for a 4th, depending on if he meets those triggers in the deal. So if all goes well in the medical, you'd imagine then maybe once we iron out exactly how to get this deal done, that he will nominate St Kilda. He hasn't yet nominated a club, but it's looking more and more likely that St Kilda is his destination. Sam Flanders is another one. We all know that we are chasing him hard. That is still maintained. We haven't met with him at the moment, I don't believe. Apparently, we might be willing to part with our first round pick. So it just depends if he actually wants to come to the club. Then we might look at that as an option. I think I've said it in another video, but I don't think... I would be staggered if we have our first round pick that we've got right now. I just think we'll split it and we'll do something there to have 2 picks inside the top 25, and we can maneuver a Flanders or a Liam Ryan or something like that. I just don't think we're going to be using that pick on draft night for a player. So that'll be an interesting watch there to see what we can do with that to get these players over the line. JSOS, I mentioned, 5-year deal on the table. And Carlton looking likely now to get, I think, an end of first round pick in terms of the compensation as well, based on what we're going to be paying him. Rowan Marshall, he's contracted, although Geelong are very interested, but we will not budge at all unless the offer is suitable to us. If it's not, Rowan Marshall's going to play football at St Kilda for at least the next 2 years. But if they come to the party and they offer us something that we would like, whether it's a player or picks or whatever, or both, then we would look at it. But right now, that's a no-go zone. Max Heath, almost certain to land at Melbourne. Marcus Winhager is next on the list. 4-year deal on the table for him, so we're waiting for his signature, although the money linked to those 4 years is not of the level of a Bulldogs, Melbourne, North Melbourne, and apparently now West Coast are looking at him. So for him to sign, it's looking like we're going to probably have to reassess how much we're offering him and up that and get it closer to what that level is for those that the other clubs are matching. Cal Wilkie, supposedly clubs are looking at him. We kind of knew this, but he's come out and said he's committed to St Kilda, so I couldn't imagine anything happening there. And Lekalia, JSOS won't interfere in terms of this. We're still going to try and get both if we can. Apparently, the deal will be a minimal cost. It's probably going to be a future pick, I would imagine. They even said, it could even be a preseason draft type of situation, but highly unlikely that happens. But that's probably one of the easier deals that will get done out of all the ones I've just talked about. So that's the current state of affairs. Nothing on Cam McKenzie from Hawthorn, although we're inquiring there. But I think it just depends on other movements in the Hawthorn space and whether they can land a big fish. Supposedly they're looking at players like, I guess, Petrarca, Butters, these sorts of players. So if they land one of them, maybe that pushes him out. But at the moment, it's kind of just a wait and see. But that is the current state of play. It's very exciting. All very good news. Obviously, the priority for me is the Winhager signature. I still just want to I can't really enjoy too much of everything else until I know that he's committed, because then at least we know we've worried about our own backyard, got that sorted. But at the same time, you can't just sit still and focus on that. You do need to go out and do business. And it looks like we're keeping ourselves pretty busy in this space and really getting maybe ahead of the curve. Before trade period even opens, we've kind of really put out the feelers and working pretty hard. And I like that approach because some teams, even the finals bound teams, maybe they're behind the eight ball when it comes to the end of season stuff because they're focused on football and we're ahead of the game and offering contracts to players that maybe would otherwise look at finals bound teams at the moment. So that's it at the moment. If there's any news, anything drops, I'll let you know. I'll do a video on it as well. That's everything at the moment, Sainers. If anything else pops up, I'll let you know. But thank you very much for taking the time to watch. Please like the video. Please comment your thoughts on all of this news and subscribe as well so we can hit 16,000. That would be amazing. I've got my Jack Silvani video up from earlier today, so check that out if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.